Hey everybody, it's Tori, Fox and Hazel. I'm back again with another art journaling video. Today I'm working with a bunch of products from Shimmerz Paints. They make a wide range of water-based and watercolor mists and sprays and paints and all kinds of stuff that are all have an iridescent quality to them, hence the shimmers. So I'm working in a traveler's notebook size book. I prepped my pages with gesso, because this is just like really thin sketchbook paper. And the stencil I'm using here is deconstructed flower bouquet from Stencil Girl. And the paint I'm using is Shimmerz Paints Texturez paint. So it's not quite like a modeling paste, but it's like a really thick acrylic paint that also has more medium added to it. So it's quite gritty. And it's very, very pigmented, as you can see here. And so I can't remember what the first color I'm using is. I'll have all the products in the description box. So if you want to get your hands on it, you can. I apologize if I don't list them all off. I know that this gray is called Gritty Graphite. I believe, and this one is called Patina. And it's sort of this creamy, shimmery teal, or sorry, I guess more mint color. And yeah, so this is sort of me playing around. This is sort of my first time using their products. So I didn't really have a plan going into it. I just decided to pull out what I could and get to work. So this is another one called, I think it said Mary Gold Digger. I love all the names too, because a bunch of them are kind of punny, and I am obsessed with puns. Like, I love dad jokes. They're my favorite. And my husband's always groaning because he doesn't find them nearly as funny, but I live for the pun and the dad joke. So if you have any great ones, definitely leave those in the comments as well. I love a good dad joke. So yeah, so I pulled the stencil off, and as you can see, there was a little bit of bleed through, but it looks good. All I did here is I just went and dried it with my heat gun. My office, I think I said this in another video, but my office is outside my kids' bedrooms. And so I have my heat gun in my bathroom. So if I need to dry something, I have to go sneak off, because I do a lot of my recording at night or during nap time, quiet time. And so now what I'm using is some of their sprays. I believe the one I just used is their Coloringz. The other thing was, or maybe it was a Shimmerz one. It was Pop Art Pink. And this one is, what did it just say? Oh, Peachy Keen was the other one I used. So one is more pink and one's a bit more of a peachy color, hence the name Peachy Keen. And I'm just spraying it on my page and then using a water brush to push it around. Again, I sealed my pages with gesso, so the sprays won't soak into the paper. They sort of just sit on top. You could probably get away with not having to seal it if you're using a heavier mixed media or watercolor paper. But like I said, this is like thin sketchbook paper. So what I use is a credit card to spread a really, really thin layer of gesso to give it a sealed surface. And this is craft foam that I found at the dollar store. And it's got like a texture in it. And I got a pack of them, and they have all these different textures. And they ended up being really great stamps. I use them to make texture and to pull paint off and all kinds of stuff. So if you're ever at your dollar store, look for textured craft foam. It's amazing, and it's cheap. And so I'm kind of out of the screen here. So now what I'm using is Shimmerz Paints Acritonez. So it's their matte acrylic paints. They're little bottles, and I think this is their black. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I think it's tar something. Again, it'll be in the description box below, so you can take a look, find out which one it is, and if you want it, get it for yourself. And I'm new to these two, and I'm not sure maybe if it's because they were shipped like from the US to Canada, maybe there was some weather, but I find that their acrylic paint, like it sort of had a strange kind of like chunky texture. I think it must have been something happened in shipping. I've had it happen with other products where it sort of separates when it gets shipped because it's gone below a certain temperature. And I struggle with it in the winter because I live in Canada and it's cold like 6+ months of the year up here. So maybe that's what happened. So they do blend really well with water though, which like I find some acrylic paints don't really want to play with water that well, like really heavy body ones, but their Acritonez blend or like mix with water really well. So I've just gone through with a Uniball Signo Broad pen, and now I'm just using some random black gel pen that I've had for a lifetime. I swear I've had this pen since I was in high school, and just doodling and drawing and adding some bits and pieces. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes. So what I've done is use some dirty paint water, as you can see. But this is a cool technique I learned from a friend, Vanessa, in one of her classes. And her user, if you've seen her online, is Dans Mochain, which she's French-Canadian and I'm Canadian. And but anyways, what you do is you take water and then you splatter your page with it first, and then use a water-soluble ink. In this case, this black pen I have is reacts to water, and then to write through it, and you get this really cool sort of water splotchy effect with all your drawings and stuff. So try that out if you want. Oh, I'm trying to show you here is I bought these off some, Asian wholesale site, and they are clay tools. And so I bought one like from an art store, and they're like paint shapers, I think is what they were called, but they're like silicone tipped paintbrushes. So they're not a paintbrush, they're like a wedge, like a spatula almost, these little ones. And so I was trying to use it to kind of dig into the still wet texture paste, and it didn't really work. So I ended up using the other end of the paintbrush tool thing to dig some circles in the paint there. And then I'm using another spray. I believe that one was like night sky, maybe. I think it was what it was. I think it's like a dark navy blue, or maybe it was black. Again, I apologize. Everything will be in the link or in the description below. And I'm just going through with it. And this is a tip I learned via YouTube. All the other fabulous art journals out there is, instead of spraying it, is to use the tube inside it to get the ink where you want it, or the paints where you want them. And so this was, I was using a white China marker, and it did not look great. It wasn't really showing up the way I wanted. So I'm using, again, my white gel pen just to doodle a little border around the outside. I realize now after it's hard to show up on film, but the white shows up quite a bit on this sort of peachy pink background, but it doesn't show up great on film. So hopefully you'll see it when I show the close-ups of the pictures. You can kind of see more of the detail that way. And so here I'm using the Spritz Tuscan Sun and spraying it on. I wanted that white in between all the flowers to be less white. It just seemed really like, I don't know, boring or like too bold. Like I wanted it to blend a bit better. So I was trying to spray it and then dab it off the other, like the raised parts. But it didn't work as good, but it still turned out fine. It just didn't have the effect I wanted. So that's it, guys. That's it. Here it is. So you can see, so Shimmerz Paints, there's all of their, most of them all have an iridescent quality. So I hope you can see it. It's like super shimmery and like metallic and iridescent, and their colors are super rich. And they were a lot of fun to work with. And I'm excited to work with it more and to make some more pages. So if you guys want to get your own Shimmerz Paints, if you go and order, make sure you mention my name, Tori, in the comments, and you'll get a free sample with your order if you order anything. So, and if you like this video, hit subscribe. See you guys soon. Bye.